Hello, I am Russell96 and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Castle Progress. It is episode 80, which means it's another recap episode, which you could probably or you probably knew it was a recap episode because of the title. But yeah, regardless, before we get into the recap part of the entire, what these episodes are, I figured I would quickly remind you all that currently, as of this video going out, there is a contest application type thing going on to try and get onto my multiplayer, onto my Minecraft server. And the details behind this contest are more or less outlined in the 800 subscribers video I made, I want to say about a week ago, a little more than a week ago. So in the description of this video I will leave a link that goes to that video. So if you're interested in said contest and missed the previous videos mentioning it, links in the description. So yeah, if that interests you, it's there. If it doesn't, I'm done talking about it for this episode. And like previous recap episodes, I am going to recap all of the, not the general idea of all the things I have done since episode 71, because the last recap episode was episode 70. So yeah, and depending on how long this takes, because it seems like the recap episodes have been ending up being, I guess, short. Well, not all of the time, but depending on how much time is left in a recap episode, I might also start taking time to more or less just talk about plans I have, for future projects or upcoming projects of different parts I want to work on. Anyway, without further ado, the first thing to recap for this episode would be what we did in episode 71, which was make all of these paths, or this path that goes from that door over to these two buildings, the stables and Lord's building, over to this little opening type area, into this archway, doorway, whatever it's technically should be called, because yeah. But I'm fairly sure that's about it we did that episode. Then in the next episode, I'm fairly sure, I don't think I actually built that one in the episode, but it's the same exact thing as the one over here, but we added in more plant life, as the episode is called, and I'm thinking that mainly just includes these little bits of greenery on the sides of the Lord's building rather, and then the, I guess, pasture type thing, little holding pen for horses and whatnot, because that's a lot of plants and whatnot, and the episode is titled Plant Life. So yeah, I'm thinking that's a safe assumption. Anyway, then episode 73 was the first episode I did for Minecraft Castle Progress, the series, in the 1.8 update, and in that episode I briefly went over some of the additions in 1.8, and then I made a really long Nether portal, or tunnel in the Nether, that goes out to all sorts of fun places. And actually we could probably quickly go over there, but that's pretty much what that episode was, just a overview of 1.8 and whatnot. Yeah, I'm fairly sure I went east for this, so let's quickly, being a relative term, get over there. Okay, we are here. This tunnel is way too large. It really is. Anyway, this is where the Nether Portal ended up being, and I really like the area where, like, it comes out at, cause, like, I eventually want to build something here. I think I will probably do that once I'm done digging out another 100 by 100 section in my quarry to get all the stone, and I only dig at diamond level now because, I mean, it's a lot more, like, forgiving resource-wise, because if I use diamond picks to mine, it's not very resource-friendly to mine at levels where I can't get diamonds to get more diamonds to, wow, talking. Doesn't make sense to mine using diamond picks in an inefficient manner if I'm not going to get diamonds to replace those picks. And I found that I'm actually getting, like, I'm gaining talking, not working at all right now. Even though I'm using diamond picks, I'm still getting more diamonds than I'm using. Okay, that worked a lot better. Anyway, once I finish another segment of that, which I think I'm going from, like, top of bedrock level to, I want to say, like, 16-ish, so pretty much the entire, wherever diamonds could be, I am going to hit those diamonds in a 100 by 100 area. But then, once I finish with that, we'll move out here, maybe make, like, some sort of mining outpost type thing, set up a beacon or two. Wait. Well, I really only need haste 2. I could get another one and get speed also, but doesn't really matter. But yep, that is the area out here. Still haven't done anything with the pit of rabbits I collected from over yonder, because I really haven't needed rabbits for anything, which really isn't all that surprising. And the main reason I would make a quarry out here in the first place is to get, like, a steady supply of all the new stone types like diorite, andesite, and granite. I find it funny when watching YouTube videos and people call it granite because, yeah. Anyway, let's go back to the castle. Okay, that is a ridiculously large distance. And the one downside to having a quarry out there would be having to transport all of the stuff through the nether. And I'm thinking the easiest way of doing that, well, really the only way of practically doing that is setting up like an elaborate minecart system within the nether to more or less automatically transport stuff, because you can't use ice. Well, you can use ice in the nether, but you can't use water flows, so yeah, you basically have to use minecarts to transfer stuff. Which I think should work fine in the long run, it would just be a pain to set up. Anyway, in the next episode, episode 74, we came back to this courtyard and added more details, which I think, well, I know it included all of these wagons and whatnot that I think turned out fairly well. Might want to do some minor modifications to them here and there, but for the most part, I think they're recognizable as wagons, like horse-drawn wagons and whatnot. And then, kind of a interesting-looking passenger wagon over here, but I mean, it looks like it couldn't really be anything else, so I guess in that sense it fulfills its purpose. Then the other thing I added that episode, I believe, was this fountain. And I also think I finished this part during that episode. Like, not on camera, though. Not completely sure. But yeah, I really like how this fountain turned out, but I think I might start messing around with making fountains more than just like a pillar, or that's not really a pillar, but more of a pyramid of water. That's not really, it's not a pyramid, but maybe a cone, kind of. Well, basically make it so it's not just water, and maybe have like parts like going off and then water flowing in more different directions and whatnot. But I'm fairly sure that was it for that episode. Then in episode 75, 76, and 77, we moved back into the interior of the castle. And the first thing we did was like block off some of the archways to make it more, I guess, easy for me to like actually do stuff with each of those doorways, because when every single one of them was a doorway, I just really did not have the room to do anything with them, because it was there to here and that was it. And yeah, that was not enough. Actually, yeah, that's right. That was the center between the archways. But I'm not sure if I did it on camera, off camera, between episodes, or really when I actually did it, but I replaced all of the really flat stone bricks with a combination of stairs and slabs, and I really like how it looks. It looks a lot better than everything being a flat surface. So yeah, I'll probably get around to replacing this side also eventually, probably, hopefully soon. Yeah. And then we moved into this, I guess you could call it a room. It's not really a room, it's like a stairwell more or less. I need to add something here. Not really sure what to add. I guess I could add like individual spiral staircases going down, but not really sure if that would make any like sense at all, because it wouldn't. But then I like how the staircase turned out. I think it looks pretty good. And that comes up to this balcony type, hallway type, whatever you want to call it type thing. And then we built this spiral, well, curved staircase, because it doesn't really spiral. It doesn't even go in one complete rotation. But yeah, I like how it turned out, but yeah, I would say it's good enough. If I stuck, actually, after I said that, I thought it looked a little bit like short, because these are only 3 wide gaps. Well, not 3 wide, but 3 tall, and these are 5. Because I raised up this first part like this, then I walked around back here and remembered why I had to do that, because there's another hallway below it. So yeah, yeah, that's why that's like that. And I really wouldn't be able to raise this up anymore, because that would make the transition between the two bits really weird looking, I think. It would be doable, but I mean, it already looks good as is, so there's really no reason to change it further. So yeah, then in episode 78, we went back over here and made another set of stairs. I think I probably made a few too many stairs these past few episodes, but yeah, they all look good individually, and they're all in different styles, so I guess it's different enough, I'm not really sure. But I really like how this staircase turned out. I think it's a nice entryway into the Lord's building. I really like how this building is turning out for the interior. Now I just have to work more on this stuff, which is what I worked on last episode in like a time-lapse montage. No, just a time-lapse, it really wasn't a montage. Though I guess it kinda was. Yeah. Anyway, I still need to like expand on a few of the ideas I had while building all of this stuff. But for the most part, I like where it is right now. Again, I need to finalize some ideas and see how well they transfer into Minecraft, because sometimes ideas don't really transfer all that well, because blocks and not curves, well, not true curves. You can make the illusion of curves via, like, I guess pixel art would, yeah, not really sure how to explain what I'm thinking, but yeah. Seeing as it's only, I'm not really sure how far we're in right now, because I would have sped up the Nether Portal tunnel run, so let's just say we're like 13 minutes in right now, so the rest of the episode will more or less just be like talking about where I'm going to take projects from where they are. And by projects, I mean like individual parts of the castle. And I guess since we're already over here, I'll start with the interior of the Lord's building. And I'm fairly sure I already talked about this in the last episode, the 800 subscribers episode, but I guess I might as well recap because it's a recap episode. Anyway, my idea for this, like, entranceway, the main doorway type thing, would be to make, like, a balcony type thing that, like, on the second floor you look down onto that floor, because I'm thinking, well, I don't have enough room to really do much of anything with this area. I'm not even really sure what I'll fit into this area over here. It's enough room, I'm just not sure how to use it, per se. And I'm thinking the most of the second floor, assuming that this is the first floor, well, that is the first floor or ground floor, whatever you want to call it. The majority of the stuff on this floor will be over in this part because it's a lot more open. Yeah, I would say that's a pretty good reason for that reasoning. Reason for reasoning. Who would have thunk? Anyway, I'm also going to make this staircase on this side because for the most part I feel symmetry is good in this type of building, especially for like a grand staircase. Symmetry normally looks good. And that really shouldn't impact the area I have to work with all that much. Well, okay, it does. But over here, I feel like this staircase does take up the majority of the room, and then I can always continue past this, like, hallway type thing, because I'm pretty much at that level anyway. I could just maybe do a slightly larger staircase instead of whatever this staircase is, which I might end up redoing. And the reason it's up like that is for this bottom floor to make sense with all the other stuff. Because if it's really any lower, it's kind of too low, so yeah. We're making do with what we got. And this is a staircase that's going to go into some type of basement. Not really sure what that will be. It might just be like a cellar or something for that. Not really sure what would specifically be stored in a Lord's building. Yeah, need to expand on ideas for that part also, but after those, all the stuff down here, up here, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet. I just know that all the way, make sure I don't run off another ledge. Let's get up somewhere. Somewhere in here I want a library. That is a courtyard. Oh my god. How can we get up somewhere to have a better, perspective? I would say that almost did decently, but not quite. Yeah. Okay, good enough. Actually, let's go over here. Oh, and I had planned out some dirt stuff. Not really planned out, more of just, theory crafted. Anyway, I'm thinking that I'll expand the Lord's building up quite a bit, and seeing as this courtyard will be open to the sky, what I'm thinking would be a cool idea would be to have not the Lord's building there currently, but like the same building, only separate, I guess. Like another roofed building or roofed building, depending on how you say it. But continue on to like on this third tier, second tier, like behind this tower. And then the way I would incorporate that into the courtyard would be I would just leave it open and kinda, or maybe not completely open, but have some large doors and stuff to get into that building. Oh my god, that fall. Feather falling 4 for the win. I would die so many times if I didn't have it, which is why I have it, because yeah. But yeah, basically make a large building there, connect it to the courtyard, then maybe have a, like, I'm not really sure what I want to do with the library yet. I could just have it be completely enclosed within the castle, but seeing as I feel like it should be more of a, like, grand building, I kind of want it to be above and have like an actual building instead of just being completely enclosed. So yeah, that's an idea. I need to like work on like if it would actually work or not, because Minecraft and ideas don't always transition perfectly. But I would say that's enough. Like those are pretty much all the ideas I have so far for this area in general. And the other part I'm thinking about working on, or another part I'm thinking about working on fairly soon, is this part, which I've previously said I want it to be not really a cathedral, but inspired by cathedral type architecture, because I really like that architecture and it looks cool. So yeah, I want to use it. But previously I was going to go for more of a, like the entire wall is a building all the way up to like the top. Of course it wouldn't just be a flat surface, it would be like layered and whatnot. But then I would just have like a little archway on the bottom for the water to come out of. But it was an older, not really an older episode, but like a semi-recent episode, not really completely recent. In other words, I don't really remember which episode it was or who specifically commented it, but I got a really nice suggestion of just like having a waterfall coming from up here that goes down the length of the wall into this little pool type thing, and I really like that idea, because like I've been trying to make a design in a creative, well, in my creative test world. I don't have really multiples, I just use one world and it's a mess, but yeah, I've been trying to make a design to fill in this area and haven't really been having too much success, because it's literally just a wall. I even tried like curving it a little bit, but then I kind of questioned how that would actually work within the walls of like this part. So I'm thinking that the waterfall design concept would actually work really well, because like the water part is, I don't think it's an exact third. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's an exact third of this area. So that uses up a lot of the space, so in theory, that should make making that wall easier. Not completely sure, but I think it should end up looking really cool regardless. And then the way I would incorporate... Oh god, where am I? And the way I would incorporate said waterfall, I guess, feature into the more cathedral type building, and I actually like how this might turn out more than just having like the entire building on the front side. It would enable me to more or less make like a bridged type curved staircase archway thing over the water. Like say the water's like part of a canal, I'm not really sure where it would come from, but I also like the idea of having like all of the water sources within the castle, like all of the water sources that would realistically be able to have a water source. So like I'm not going to dig a underground canal out to all the individual fountains, because that would just be a complete waste of time unless I make a really complicated sewer system. Well, I guess you wouldn't really have the sewer system go to the fountains, but yeah. Unless I do something like that, that probably won't be a thing. But maybe like, not really aqueducts, but like an aqueduct-esque system where there's like a water source and then the water flows all the different places. So yeah, that could end up being really cool. But basically, the waterfall, it's in a water, there's water up here, and I'm not completely sure where it would come from yet. Maybe having like canals along the length of the cathedral type building would look cool. Not completely sure yet. Like, I'm fairly sure it would be possible to make it look cool, but I'm not entirely sure if it would be all that fitting, seeing as it's like 40 meters in the air. So yeah, needs more planning again, like everything does. But basically, I'm not even sure where the staircases would come from, but curved staircases, they can join in the middle. Then that's like a balcony type thing overlooking this courtyard. And if I line it upright, it would probably also be able to look into this front courtyard, maybe. Yeah, I think the angle would be there to look there. Not entirely sure, but it seems like it would be plausible. And then at the like back side of that balcony, so I'd say this is the balcony. Over here would be a large, awesome looking door that enters the cathedral-esque building. And yeah, I think that should end up looking really cool, because yeah, it would end up looking really cool. That's all the reasoning that needs. Anyway, I've been rambling for quite a bit now. Well, not really well, it's been a productive rambling. It hasn't just been, like, gibberish. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. If you have any input, like, would you guys prefer if I kept recap episodes simply be, like, recap episodes and not talk about future plans, or just stick with the theme of not really doing stuff, but talking about what we've done? Because I think talking about what I've done transitions fairly well into what I plan to do. So yeah, I'd like to hear your guys' feedback about that. And yeah, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you all next episode. Bye.